Good morning, and welcome back to a new episode of Thinking It Through with Tia. As I said last week, I'll be back every Friday to answer a new question. Thank you for all the new questions that I got this week to be added to the jar. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for sharing my video. Thank you for your likes on the video and continuing to help push me towards the goals that I have in regards to being more consistent with coming back and answering these questions that are popping up. So, let's get into it. So I have already, people were asking about the cards last time. So I already have pulled what the answers are. They're just face down. I don't know yet what they're going to relate to. But I just asked about what is the overall energy of what we're going to discuss today? What would be the focus and response? So let's find out what we're going to talk about on today. Okay. How can I help my friend love themselves more? How can I help my friend love themselves more? Well, that's kind of a tough question, right? Because you can't make your friend love themselves more. Your friend will have to make that decision for themselves. Learning to love yourself is more about you than anyone else. Your friend may have traumas or issues with how they feel about themselves, right? So if they're struggling with how they feel about themselves, they need to go inside and figure out why. I can assure you there are so many things that your friend has going on that they have not told you about because technically some things you just don't want to share. Some things are very dark. Some things could be what some people might feel embarrassing, or, you know, they just don't want to really share. So you can't make them love themselves more. But what you can do is you can love yourself more around them. Sometimes when you show more love to yourself, it helps to attract people that will show more love to themselves. And sometimes it could be the opening door for someone else to realize that they're not loving themselves enough. Let's talk about the things you probably don't want to do. Don't try to force them to. Allow them to be whoever they are, however they are. And remember that if whoever that is does not align with you, the only thing that you can do is give them space to be who they are. But show them love, right? If you can stay around, or if it's someone you want to stay in their life, I would say show them love. Open your heart to them, right? Um, Ask them to go places that are positive, right? Look up places that might be good for balancing out yourself and things like that. You know, take them to places they like, meditation, yoga. Take them to a botanical garden. Take them to the beach. Go somewhere that they're able to ground themselves, right? When they're asking you to maybe go out and do things that you don't want to do, or you know that when these things happen, it's almost this spiral that's about to happen. Things are going to go out of control. Suggest new places, right? So sometimes we are simply just a product of our environment. And whatever it is that we think, we are by what life has shown us, or what people have shown us, or what parents have shown us, and friends have shown us, could be a little tainted, right? So take them out to new places, suggest new things, suggest going other places. If you're really, really close with this friend that you're asking about, ask them how they're doing, right? Like, check in with them and see, how are you doing? Ask them if they want to talk about it. Ask them if, why do you like doing this? Because sometimes they can tell you why they like doing it, and it's not for the reasons you're thinking, because sometimes our trauma reflects back too, and we might see things that we can't do because it takes us into a spiral, and we think that, oh, they're not loving themselves because they're doing something that takes them into a spiral, where in their mind they may just be living their life free, and they may not have any concerns about falling into a spiral. But ultimately, you have to allow your friend to be whoever they are, right? Number one, accept that they are enough, period, right? They are enough, okay? If you are struggling with someone else not being who you want them to be or how you want them to be, then that is a chance for you to see you're worrying about things that are not your business, right? So you have to get into understanding your worth. So if you go back into that video that I talked about worth, when you understand your worth, it will change sometimes the dynamic of friends that you may have around you, or friends that you may be able to relate to. But it's not right for you to tell your friend, you need to change because I'm not comfortable around you. You need to move if you're not comfortable around a person, or you could try to understand them better. All right. So let's talk about it, because remember, I don't know what question I'm going to pull. This in a jar. And I pulled these 3 cards. I just kind of asked what's the overall energy as far as what advice would be best to give in these moments. I've given you my thoughts. Now we're going to check into what the universe's thoughts are about this question today. So first card is worth, right? So I literally was just talking about worth. So yeah, that's true. So you're being asked to honor your worth. It can be so easy to feel that we aren't good enough or worthy of happiness. This simply isn't the case, however. You are worthy and you have inherent value. It's time to cherish yourself and see your true worth and value. I think that this is a message for the person asking the question, as well as the friend who is struggling. I think that you both could take a little bit of time to kind of dig a little deeper into valuing yourself and identifying your worth. I've been sharing with a couple of people lately that when you start to go into identifying your worth, one really great way that you can do that is you can ask yourself, who am I? Right? Who am I? And then write down the answers. When you look back, you'll notice the first maybe 5 to 10 answers of who you define yourself as is based on what the world says you are, what a parent has said you are, or usually some sense of trauma you've been, unless you've gone through that trauma to heal yourself. So whenever you notice that these things are just things that people always told you you were, or you came to that conclusion, challenge those things and ask yourself, well, who do I say I am? Is that really who I am, or is that just who people think I am because they think that they, understand me? Okay. So worth was the first card out. Second card out is manifesting, right? And what I feel when I touch this card about manifesting is really about realizing that anything that you speak, you're really kind of manifesting it into your life. So it really makes me think that 9 times out of 10, whoever this friend is in this scenario, they probably tend to speak a lot of negativity over their lives. Therefore, they are attracting what they're speaking. So maybe they tend to bash themselves, or maybe they tend to think that they're not good enough a lot, and they need to understand about manifestation. But let us see. You're always manifesting, whether you're aware of it or not. Manifestation is based on your thoughts, and you're being asked to manifest consciously through positive thinking. So you'll attract into your life exactly what you're wanting. So basically, what I just said, whoever this person is, they could maybe take a moment to focus on what's going on in their life, and really like focus on the words they're using for themselves. Generally, what we tend to do is we tend to get into this place where we're so focused on the hurt of the past, or we're so focused on what's to come in the future, that we forget to look at the moment. And sometimes in the present moment, everything is really good. And sometimes the present moment is the problem, but we're trying to pretend that the present moment is not the problem. So what we do is we go forward and say, oh, okay, well, it's all right, because when this happens, or when I get my person, this will change, or when I get this money, this will be better, or when I get this. But we have to remember that the present moment is what guides us into the future. The past is just a lesson for us to learn from. You have to remember that you can't change the past, right? So since you can't change the past, you have to live in the present, because you can't control your future unless you make determined steps in the present. You have to choose intentionally that you're going to change the way you think. You're going to have to choose intentionally that you're going to change what you do. Are you going to work out every day or more frequently if you want something different? We kind of talked about that last week. Are you going to change what you eat? Are you going to change the places you go? If you say every time I go here is nothing but drama, why do you go there? Right? It's all about the present. Sometimes you're driven by, if I go there, then I might meet this person. And when this magical person comes into my life, life is going to change for me. And that's not true. Life is only going to change for you based on what you intend to do. So I have one last card here, and for this card, I asked basically, what would the overall advice be to end this conversation today? Because I'm about to wrap it up. And that card is presence. For those of you that know that I do readings and things of that sort, you all know I get very excited when everything really just aligns. That's just proof that everything is energetic. Everything aligns no matter what. Because I didn't even know what the question was going to be. I don't know what the cards are, but they are aligning with the conversation that we're having. So this is magnificent. So my advice to anyone that resonates with the message that I'm giving today, anyone that finds themselves in a place of trying to fix their friends or trying to make someone see the value in themselves that's unwilling to see the value in themselves, would be to remind them of presence. And so this says, you're being asked to spend more time in the present moment, to stop ruminating about the past or longing for the future. Your life is happening right now, and when you're not present for it, you miss all of its beauty. So I welcome you to step into the present, to be truly present in yourself so that you can see what's happening for you in this moment, and not live so much in what's happened before, what could possibly happen next. Okay. So I hope that this answers your question. If there are any other questions that anyone else has, please continue to send them to me. Thank you for everyone that sent me more questions this past week. They are being added to the jar. If there is any other type of topic or situation you all would like to see me talk about, if you all would like to see me pull a different type of card or something like that, just let me know, and I'll be happy to do what aligns best in my spirit. So thank you so much for joining me again for another Thinking It Through with Tia. It is my honor to be able to share my thoughts with you all and to receive such positive feedback about how it is helping others just think about things in a different way, which ultimately leads to growth. So if you like it, please add the likes so that more people are able to view the video. It will bring up the viewing of the video. Please feel free to share it. If you have someone that is your friend that's trying to force you to love them or love yourself more, or you feel like this will be helpful to somebody else, feel free to share it with them. Otherwise, thank you for joining me today, and I hope everyone has a magnificent rest of their day.